Good morning, Minnesota DFLers, and welcome to the DFL Daily. Richard Carlbaum here, chair of the Minnesota Democratic Farmer Labor Party. All right, folks. Last Sunday, I celebrated 1 year of being chair of the Minnesota DFL, a job that I truly love. And today, we actually celebrate, or we're celebrating the actual birthday of the DFL Daily. It started 1 year ago today on April 3rd, 2025. I pressed our team to start it on a Wednesday on April 2nd, but instead they pushed me back one more day to April 3rd in order to get prepared, and off to the races we went. So 5 days a week, 10:45 to make sure you have the message, the action, the tool to be empowered. Great to have so many people continue on with us in this journey and in this community that we've built. I really think of it as a community. I love all the conversation in the chat and the collaboration that you guys find on this call each and every day. All right. We're going to drop a link, and it's a survey. Our call to action today, I'm going to put it up front, is to complete a 1-year DFL daily survey. We want your reviews. This is a job performance evaluation. What should we be doing to improve this time that you spend with us? What should we be doing to think further ahead? And how do we make sure that we continue to empower you as much as possible? We want your feedback. It's important to me personally, and I know it's important to our team as well. Your feedback will directly shape how we run this call in the future, sharpen our messaging, and make sure that we're building tools that are most helpful for your work out in the field. All right, some events coming up. This is cool. The Crow Wing County DFL is actually hosting a free community first aid, CPR, and AED training. That's tomorrow at 10 a.m. In Hermantown, there's Coffee with the DFL on Tuesday at 9:30. Preston, they have open office hours in Preston, Minnesota, the DFL office, Tuesday at 5:30. And then in St. Cloud, Greater Minnesota Candidate Forum, Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. For more information and future events, go to dfl.org/events. All right, let's get to it. This week, one message cut through everything. Minnesotans are working harder than ever and still feeling squeezed across the basics. We covered how to talk about it, what Minnesotans are telling us, and we practice ways to make the message land. Affordability is an abstract term, but the affordability for food, healthcare, education, and housing can bring it closer to the ways in which most people experience increased costs. They're what people are living through right now. And as we head toward November, keeping these issues front and center isn't optional. It's actually our job. This week, we named what people are feeling, and today we're going to talk about what DFLers are doing about it. It's one of the things I hear repeatedly. Let's just not blame Donald Trump, but what are Democrats doing? Guess what? We're doing a lot to make people's lives more affordable. On food and groceries, DFL legislators fought to keep groceries accessible for families in the face of Republican federal cuts by passing an agriculture bill that created a state local food purchase assistance program modeled after the federal program that the Trump administration cut. Senator Eric Putnam said, quote, "Food shouldn't be political, but at a time when the federal government is slashing support for families who are struggling, Minnesota is choosing to invest in our communities and in the farmers who feed us," unquote. Minnesota's expanded SNAP outreach has helped thousands of working families access grocery benefits they're already eligible for but not receiving. The DFL Stop Price Gouging in Grocery Stores Act will prohibit price gouging. We will ban surveillance pricing, a predatory practice that uses AI and digital price tags to charge different people different prices for the same item. When it comes to healthcare, paid family and medical leave has arrived. It's real and it's effective. It's now guaranteed. Minnesotans don't have to choose between their paycheck and taking care of themselves or a loved one. DFLers are stopping corporations from draining health dollars, ending the price gouging of life-saving medicine, and expanding no-cost school-based mental health care. On education, we made college free for lower-income families trying to get ahead in a tougher economy. DFLers are working to expand early care statewide with more public pre-K openings for 3 to 4-year-olds and increased community-based childcare openings for infants, toddlers, and preschoolers. On housing, $2 billion has been invested to build and preserve affordable housing across the state. New housing proposals in the House take direct aim at corporate investors, banning the corporate ownership of single-family homes and stopping algorithmic price-fixing schemes that illegally drive up rent. On top of all of that, Minnesota still has the best child tax credit in the entire country, the biggest one in the entire country, and DFLers are working to bring down utility and energy prices. This is what working to bring down prices for Minnesotans looks like in practice, and the work continues as we head into the second half of the legislative session. I also want to call back to the theme that we started this week as I reflected on 1 year here at the DFL. Minnesotans keep stepping up and showing up in record numbers to make sure this work continues in our communities and in the state capitol. Minnesotans are truly the heroes. In 2026, we've seen tremendous spike in grassroots engagement across the state, and energy keeps on building. We trained over 30,000 constitutional observers in response to the unlawful ICE actions. Over 50,000 Minnesotans peacefully protested the ICE occupation this winter. The people of Minneapolis were nominated for a Nobel Prize, and we received the JFK Profiles in Courage Award. Then, hundreds of thousands of Minnesotans came together in St. Paul and across the state for No Kings, the largest single-day protest in Minnesota history. That energy is the foundation. We are listening to each other, and we are committed to taking care of each other. The Affordability 4 is a simple way that we can talk about the relief people are seeking in tangible terms. As we head toward November, we will keep the focus on what matters to working families. The Affordability 4: food, healthcare, education, housing. Don't let Republicans change the subject. All right, before we close out, we have one ask, as I mentioned at the top. The DFL Daily is now 1 year old, and we're marking it in the right way by listening to you. Complete our 1 year DFL Daily survey and tell us what's working, what isn't, and what you'd like more of. We're going to drop a link in the chat again here. This movement runs on people in it like you. Take 2 minutes and let us know what you think. Okay, folks, there are 214 days left until the November 3rd, 2026 election. We'll see you on Monday. Let's go win this thing. Thanks, everybody.